Back into session. We were in executive session to discuss STA-CSA contract matters and an investigation. Can you rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, please? I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This is a busy meeting, so I'm not going to have any announcements. Can I have a motion to adopt the agenda, please? Naomi is first, and Gusta is second. All in favor? 7 in favor. The motion passes. I will note that during the course of the meeting, both Mary Colleen and Deanna arrived. They were not here to start the session. So we have an exciting evening. We have a recognition of middle school robotics teams. I'm not sure who's going to come up. Is that going to be you, Naomi?
I'd like to invite first Execute Fall.Win. So as they're coming up, I'll just explain really quick. Our middle school FLL program, it's a robotics program. Technically, it's for children in grades 4 through 8. And we have middle schoolers here. It's primarily middle schoolers, but the club has about 65 kids in it. About half of them are on competition teams. Can we have Execute Fall.Win? I'm sorry. Did I say Execute Fall.Win? Yes, come on up. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the kids, the coaches please come too. This is Coach Jolene and Coach Ron. And so like I said, about half of the program has kids on teams. There is a process to be on a team because it's quite the time commitment. They spend multiple days a week starting in August. That's when the reveal happens. And then they meet all the way until their competition. This team is going to share a few things. If I could ask the coaches to go to the podium, can you make sure? No, it's right there.
Right there, yeah.
I think Jolene is going to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if you could turn the microphone on. And if you guys could please stand over there so your backs are not to the board members behind you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Are we facing this way?
Yes, you are.
Perfect.
The audience is behind you.
Is this on?
Yes.
No, it's
You have to turn it on.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Go ahead.
I have to go first. Oh boy, so much pressure. All right. So this team this year, I will say, did an amazing job winning their qualifier. They had a exciting journey from qualifier to the regional championship at RPI. And we did walk away without an award, an official award, but I do think that they got the unofficial most fun award there. We do have Kevin here, who is the mascot for the team, and he was recognized at the championship by the MC and all of the other teams there. He was very, very popular. So although, like I said, they did not leave with a prize, I think that they brought a special element of fun and silliness to the competition that none of the other teams there did. So I always get emotional. I'm sorry, guys, but you know, this team is a very fun, very a very teamwork oriented or minded team, and I just have to say how proud I am of all of them for all the work that they put in this year. And I saw so much growth from all of them. Do you want to go through?
Could you have each of the students just quickly introduce themselves? And right before you do that, Sid, the first one that will say something, he is the team captain. Also, if you could point out your trophy and when you won that. All of our teams, we had a phenomenal year this year, which is why I was really happy that the board could indulge and have all the teams here. So please go ahead and quickly introduce yourselves.
Hi, my name is Sid.
What grade are you in, Sid?
I'm in 7th grade.
Thank you.
My name is Abby, and I'm in 8th grade.
I'm Ryan and I'm in 6th grade.
Hi, my name is Christian. I'm in 3rd grade.
I'm Maddox and I'm in 6th grade.
And it looks like we're missing a couple of team members too tonight.
Sasha and Mason didn't make it.
Right, and like I said, they that trophy that Sid is holding, they actually won the championship at the Burnt Hills qualifier. You have to advance from a qualifier to go to champs, And so they had quite the season. Champs is tough, but they still scored pretty high on the table. So I know it's always hard walking away from something like that, meeting many days a week. So thank you all. And what I want to ask you to do is I did want one large group picture. So if you could not sit down, if you could like stand over there. And then I'd like to invite Control Adelita. Unless you wanted, did you have something else to share?
Sid, did you have something to say?
Oh, go ahead, sorry.
So I'd like to say I think this club has allowed us to grow a lot through teamwork and just coding skills in general. From last year, we did a lot better at things like the qualifier, and I'd say I think we did better at champs too. Our rubrics for innovation have gotten a lot better. We've kind of learned what better strategies for coding are for robot game, and overall we just did a lot better than last year. And we just took everything we learned from last year and put it into this year's season.
I think that's really insightful. All the students you see here have returned from, they were all together as part of a team last year. I think you only had 2 new people, and those 2 are unfortunately not here. But thank you. Anything else?
Good job, guys.
Yeah, good job. Okay. I'd like to invite Control Adelita. So all these teams have named themselves. A lot of times they like to come up with something either that fits with the theme or something that moves all of them. So this is a pretty amazing team. They formed late in the season, so without stealing their thunder. This is Coach Matt and also Coach Emmanuel.
Yeah. So as Naomi said, we're a brand new team. So all the kids on the team were new to this year. The coaches are both new to this year. The kids were in the club and they wanted to become part of a team, and so we sort of worked with Naomi to form a team kind of the last minute, right? So the team formed on December 11th, which was exactly 1 month before our qualifier, and the kids worked really hard, putting in lots of hours, 6 hours on Sundays and many hours after school, and got themselves ready for their qualifier in 1 month over the Christmas break, and they ended up winning their qualifier as well, downstate in the John Jay Cross River qualifier. Against 16 other teams, so they beat out 16 other teams with just 1 month of preparation. So it was very impressive, and then they went on to the championship as well, and also didn't get any official award there, but they did really well, they scored well, and so we're very proud of them.
Thank you.
Great job.
Illy, did you want to say something, or it's up to you? No pressure. Illy is the team captain.
Alright, so adding on to that, I'm also really proud of the team, not just because of how we performed in competitions, but because of how we did at the just our normal meetings. Because we would take our feedback that we got from other teams and from our coaches and all, and we would definitely apply that. I've noticed the changes, especially just from the qualifier, and what we did. We have just improved a lot overall.
That is absolutely the truth. And could you quickly introduce yourselves in your grade?
I'm Illy and I'm in 7th grade.
I'm Michael and I'm in 6th grade.
I'm Sophia and I'm in 6th grade.
And this is also half their team as well. So,
we're using Johan, Daiwood, and Aaron.
Yes.
We're not
it was impressive. They met incredibly long meetings and lots of them. And to see that kind of commitment is also why you did so well at your qualifier. But it's phenomenal first year. Also definite improvement in that short amount of time between qualifier and champs. So thank you guys. Thank you for coming. And again, if you could wait, don't go anywhere. I'd like to invite up Data Deleted, our red top hat team. It looks like they've also brought their prototype and also their robot.
Hello, I'm Sanjit. I'm in 8th grade and I'm team captain of Data Deleted.
Hi, I'm Om. I'm in 7th grade and this is my 2nd year on the team and I'm the coding captain.
Hi, I'm Caleb. I'm in 7th grade and I'm the team strategist.
Hi, my name is Tanush. This is my 1st year on the team. I'm in 5th grade and I'm the core values captain.
Hi, my name is Arvind. I'm the communications captain and I'm in 7th grade.
Hi, I'm Eddie. This is my 2nd year. No, this is my 1st year, and
I'm robot design captain. We also have one more person, Mikey, but he wasn't able to come today.
Okay, and these are their coaches. This is Coach Divya, and this is Coach George at the end. Both are phenomenal coaches. This is their second year. I have to do a shout out. Is that from this year? This year's trophy? Okay, go ahead. Can you explain what that is?
Oh, me on it. So at the Albany Academy qualifier, we won the robot performance first place.
That means they came in first place on the table. And it looks like Arvin's holding.
Also at the Albany Academy Center, we won the tournament first place.
Yes, so they took the top hardware from that tournament.
And then lastly at Champs, we won first place in robot design.
Which is really impressive accomplishments. What were you going to say, Sanjit?
And also, we are currently on the AROC waitlist, so we are on the waitlist for going to nationals in New Jersey.
Yes, and the only way that they can get on that wait list is you have to score high enough at a tournament to be considered, and they are high enough. And I just got to give one more shout out, because last year our region did not get an invitation to Worlds, but you guys did win first place last year. So they were the tournament champions last year, and they had a similar trophy that what you're going to see come up with the next team. And so this is a very strong team, very strong second year. And they also had a very similar story than Controlled Auto Elite last year. They formed late. Thankfully, we had some coaches come forward. We have to have coaches, or we're not allowed. We can't have teams. They have to be 2 background cleared coaches by first. And so Coach George and Coach Divya stepped up. They had also a very tight window, not quite as tight as the Controlled Auto Elite, but a very tight window, and they did it. They got it done, and they walked away. And that blew my mind for a rookie team that had 10 members come up and sweep the top spot is really an accomplishment. So thank you guys for that. And it looks like Eddie is holding their prototype from this year. Each year, every team has to come up with a unique idea, a concept that fits with the theme, and this year it's called Submerge, and it's about ocean exploration. And this is a submersible, a prototype for a submersible. Yes. Did you want to say something about it?
Yeah, it's called the Lasso. It's supposed to be a solar powered submersible, and we tested it out at the Shenendehowa Center.
Oh yes, that's right. They did do that. It's very tough because by the time you get to Champs, you do need to be testing your prototypes for functionality, and so they used our aquatic center to do that. So thank you for bringing it. Thank you. Okay, moving on to the last group, if I could invite up the Captivites. Unfortunately, Coach Ryan cannot be here tonight, and being their coach, I ask that they do the presenting or explaining of what they do. And it looks like Griffin is passing something out.
When you guys.
So he's passing out. Actually, how about we do this? You guys pass that out right at the end. You don't have to give me anything, my friend. Okay. All right. So go ahead and do your presentation. Okay.
We'd like to start by thanking our coaches, Ms. Hoffman and Ryan Maloney, for the support they've given us throughout the year. We would also like to thank the coaches of the other teams for all the time and dedication they put into the FLL program.
We would also like to thank the Shen Board of Education for continuing and supporting the Shen FLL program. We are proud to represent the Shenendehowa Central Schools District at the first World Championship in Houston this April.
We would now like to introduce our team members. I'm Eli, I'm in 8th grade and I'm the team captain.
I'm Anthony, I'm in 8th grade. This is my first year of I'm Anthony, I'm in 8th grade. This is my first year of FLL, and I'm the robot game strategist.
Hi, I'm Arsh. This is my first year of FLL. I'm the creative design captain. I'm in 7th grade.
Hi, I'm Matthew. I'm in 6th grade. This is my first year of FLL, and I'm the robot design captain.
Hi, my name is Pinchami. This is my second year of FLL. I'm in 6th grade, and I'm the core values captain.
Hi, my name is Swara. This is my first year of FLL, and I'm in 7th grade, and I'm the communications captain.
I'm Colin. I'm in 8th grade. This is my first year of FLL, and I am the coding co-captain.
I'm Jacob. I'm in 8th grade. This is my second year of FL. I'm the coding captain.
Hello, I'm Griffin. I'm in 7th grade, and this is I'm the innovation captain. This is my first year of FLL.
So as you can imagine, we have a lot of first timers. Go ahead, Anthony.
At the beginning of the year, newer members did not know how to code. Senior members taught the rest of the team how to code and how to build attachments. During this process, we faced a lot of challenges that we resolved together. We were able to build real-world problem-solving skills and also develop a bonding with the team. We also had a lot of fun this year.
Unfortunately, during our qualifier, we did not perform at our best. So, the team worked together to identify problems that occurred during the qualifier and solve them, which improved our overall score for champs.
We'd like to thank you for your support in the FLL program. We hope to get similar results at Worlds and continue growing as a team.
Thank you, guys. So they also have a few things to share. So yes, let's go ahead. So Panchami is holding the trophy. This is the champion trophy. It's made out of Legos, and so it is fragile. If you drop it, it will come apart, just like Legos do. So don't drop it. Swara, do you want to tell people what you have in the box that you have for each of them?
These are minifigures. We're educating the public about single-use plastic through our past year's minifigures and bookmarks.
So just so you know, we have thousands, I should say thousands. We have many minifigures every year that come with the sets, but we can't reuse them. They're not Technic pieces. So they sort of collect. And this is a way so that they're sort of recycling them. And they also have a bookmark that talks about a recycling campaign, single-use, what not to do with it. So if you could give all the board members that. And they also have a couple of other things really quick. They have flyers that they give out their tournaments, one that says what FLL is all about, and the other one that says what they're, not for me, one that says what their team is all about, and they're also passing out a little minifig. And this, it's not a minifig, it is a little 3D image of their prototype, so they don't have the big one like Data Deleted has. It has been modified, it is different, and they're going to continue to prove on it until they get to Worlds. But that was something that they had printed early on, and so you're seeing an early version, and you're going to see something that's going to look very different in the not too distant future. So thank you all. I'd like to take one group picture with everyone, if you can indulge me for that. So maybe if we get everyone together, and if the board wants to stand on and flank them on each side, that would be lovely. So, and I'd like to take a picture.
Yeah, there's a lot going on there.
Okay, guys, you can stand with them.
Okay. I was playing with that.
Do you want to get in there?
Yeah.
Sure.
Here. You want me to get it?
Yeah, I did. Sure. Very much so.
Come down this way so the rest
Right. Over.
So then
Sure,
we're just gonna
scooch in a little bit more. This way. Guys, this way. Everybody,
Naomi, I got everybody. You can get it.
Yeah, we got it.
Go ahead.
Over. A little bit more. Okay, Eddie, can you come more towards the center and just scooch down? Front row. Yes, thank you. Can you get us all?
I can. This looks great. All right, say FLL. Great.
Thank you. All right, thank you guys. We're just going to give you a few minutes. You don't have to stay because our meetings do go long, but thank you all. I'll see you all soon. All right.
What did you get?
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, somebody else. Oh, this is Kevin, right? Is this Kevin? Kevin.
have all the time, plus the board having so the two action items, it's just so that you
Michelle.
Yeah, I gave it to my
Michelle. I mean, she's on here too for questions, right?
No. Go to the capital project.
Oh, the capital project. I thought you meant all of it, including maybe your district. Got it. Did you have a question? Okay. I think we are gonna get started again. Definitely one of the best parts of being a board member is to be able to give those amazing children a platform. So thank you again, parents and children, for attending. That was fantastic. Moving on, we have already adopted the agenda. I did that a little early, and so we've got 2 action items. Number 1 is a couple of capital project change orders. I believe those are in our favor this time around.
Yes.
Which is kind of nice. Always good to see the coming off instead of being added on. Do any board members have any questions regarding, I believe, the 2 capital change orders?
They were credits.
Yes.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly. So it's money
Seeing
coming back.
none, can I have a motion to approve the capital change orders? Naomi is first, Thomas second. All in favor? 7 in favor, motion passes. Next up, we have the 5 Maxwell construction bids. So correct me if I'm mischaracterizing, but these are subcontract bids, correct? So
I mean, they want to explain?
would you like to come up and explain for a second and see? Well, you're here, hi.
Everybody, great to see you. We're here with exciting news. So yeah, these are for prime contractors. Bids in New York State public bidding, you have to bid everything as a prime contract. So there's a general contractor, electrical, mechanical, plumbing. On this project, we also have a roofing contractor and a site contractor, and then some work that we're doing under state contract. So that's what those were for. Very exciting. We had 37 bidders in all. This was such a popular project. We actually, at the office, made sure to bid this one first because contractors didn't want to look at any other projects until they looked at this one. So it was pretty cool. So it's a really attractive project for them. So we were able to take the base bid, which the way we had this set up was the base bid was everything we wanted, all of it designed. And then we had done some deduct alternates. If the prices came in high, you could remove a wing of the building or remove a couple of classrooms, things like that. We don't have to take any of those because we are all good with the base bid. And we even had a couple of site alternates, which were additions that came up a little late in the game, and we weren't sure if we could afford them, but we are able and are recommending to take the add site alternates. They are for upgraded playground surfacing, so it'd be more of a rubberized surfacing. Adding a stair at the back of the building. The way it was without that alternate is everybody would have to go out the side of the building to go to the playground and to the back fields. Now we have a stair going out the back as well. We're doing an additional parking lot at the northeast part side of the building. It's fairly small. I forget exactly how many spaces, but it's definitely added spaces, which we need. And we're going to be milling and topping all of the asphalt. So if we weren't able to take that, all they would do is put a seal coat over what's there. And so we're going to be able to mill all that up and put a new topping down. So you should not have to do things to this building for quite some time. The total bids, as you saw in your bid report, are just over $39 million. so below what we were expecting, well below what we were expecting. There are still some things that need to be purchased. These don't include furniture and computers and screens and pots and pans and all that stuff. So we still think, there's probably another $2.5 to $3 million worth of things to be purchased on state contract, but there's plenty of money for that. So we're really excited and really pleased with the results.
Thank you. I remember several years ago now, we were discussing the best case scenario would be to bid out very early in the year, right? Be one of the first ones and get in. So fantastic job with everything. Does anyone have any questions for her before she moves? Okay. It is exciting. This is a huge step forward to the Kindergarten Early Learning Center. Can I get a motion to approve all of the bids together? Naomi is first, and Mary Colleen. I'll have a second. All in favor? 7 in favor. The motion passes. Again, very exciting. Really good to see you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much.
Okay, next up we have the superintendent's report.
We're actually gonna get an assessment.
Can you open it for me?
Hi, doctor.
Good evening.
Good evening. Thank you.
So, as you anticipated, we have a robust presentation this evening that will provide the board and the community with a pulse check on how the district is working to actualize the mission and align concrete actions and outcomes to our goals and objectives. This year, our goals and thus our mid-year goals process has evolved to include a more comprehensive look at the impact of our work in each goal area and at each level. We have integrated what we call key performance indicators at the objective level and still have provided some aggregated district level data where applicable. Instead of a separate data presentation, KPIs, as we call our key performance indicators, and the aggregated district data have been embedded into tonight's presentation to better capture the connection between our work and our impact. KPIs and aggregated district data will be presented to reflect the impact of our work in organizational culture and school and classroom practices. Our work in personnel and professionalism and fiscal responsibility are best reflected in key performance indicator because such granular data is collected in those particular arenas. And so you'll notice that difference in how data is presented throughout. We have an incredible group of leaders here this evening who represent various buildings, departments, and invaluable faculty and staff that are critical to the work presented this evening. We thank them for their leadership and their continued commitment to excellence. Dr. Robinson and I applaud their efforts and their patience as we incorporated KPIs for the first time into our process this year. So the next few slides The next few slides will be familiar graphics that codify the mission, core values, and goals of our district. Our mission is actualized through 5 key components that are embedded in our goals and essential objectives. Our ability to innovate, be culturally responsive to the needs of our students and staff, to collaborate and work with and see and understand communities beyond our own, and to ensure that students leverage these components to fully engage in a learning experience that shapes them for the world that they will thrive in and ultimately influence. These next 2 slides provide driving questions that stay at the center of our work to ensure continuous improvement. This is how we stay focused on what else needs to happen in our organization. We use a lens that is diverse by responding to and capitalizing on emerging cultural shifts, inclusive by continually increasing the relevance of the classroom experience, and axiomatic by guaranteeing that all students are provided what they need to reach their full potential. And you have seen this graphic many times. This is our Shin Learning Framework that provides the guiding question at the center is our why, which is our students. Then we look at what we teach, how we teach, and how well we are doing in teaching our students what we set out to teach. However, this framework not only guides what we do in curriculum instruction and assessment, and it guides how we do work in our system overall. We are constantly considering the why of the work, how we do the work, what we do, and how we make sure we've done that work well. So now we'll take you through a brief overview of our goal areas that our presenters will speak on this evening. The first goal area is organizational culture and environment, which focuses on meeting the learning and working conditions needed for success. This includes ensuring that we effectively integrate equity, diversity, and inclusivity social emotional learning, and engagement as essential components of the learning and work environment. School and classroom practices focuses on developing our students in alignment with the Shen profiles. The Shen learning framework, impactful instructional delivery, and equitable and transparent measures of student success establish the guideposts for student learning at Shen. In personnel and professionalism, we focus on supporting our staff in alignment with the Shen employee profile, specifically through our efforts to recruit and retain high-quality employees, maximize our human capital, and provide ongoing learning opportunities to support the continuous growth of our staff. And finally, fiscal responsibility lives at every level of the organization. All staff must understand how to strategically maximize resources to ensure that we can sustain varied opportunities and peak productivity while ensuring organizational efficiency, effectiveness, and safety. So I will now turn the presentation over to representatives from each level. First, we will have our elementary leadership representatives, followed by middle school, high school, and then district level. I've asked each presenter to provide their name and the role that they play in the district when they present their first slide. And please know that our goal is to be succinct in our presentation this evening because there is plenty of information on each slide and much to talk about this evening. So there won't be a tremendous level of detail that we're going into, but you will have a high level understanding of the incredible work that is happening in our district.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Todd Giagni, I'm the principal at Arenda Elementary School, and I'll be talking about the elementary's goals and KPIs in regard to organizational culture and environment. So for essential objective number 1, our 8 elementary schools are steadfast in our commitment to fostering equity, diversity, inclusivity, and across all 8 schools so far this year, we have initiated 43 EDI activities ranging from a shared text to engaging, enriching assemblies. And additionally, this year, for the first time, all 3rd graders have participated in the COGAT testing, the preliminary COGAT testing, the screener, so we can ensure that no student's unique abilities have gone overlooked. And I was just at an MTSS meeting prior to attending this evening's board event, where Gina Bolson informed me that the percent of students who moved to the 2nd stage of the acceleration and enrichment process compared to last year is exciting. So for last year, the L's that moved through the first preliminary stage of testing was 14%, and this year, by having all 3rd graders do it, 35% of our L population went through. And similarly, with our free and reduced population, last year, it was 6% of all 3rd graders, and having all 3rd graders take it this year, it was 16%. So right there, just making sure that all students have the ability to access a higher level of education. For essential objective number 2, to maintain consistency and fairness in student behavior referrals across all 8 elementary schools, we've implemented protocols outlined by our Director of Student Growth and Innovation so that we have comparable data. Furthermore, we believe that our commitment to restorative practices will not only reinforce but also deepen our dedication to fostering a supportive and inclusive school environment. So through these 2 practices and efforts, we aim to ensure that we provide equitable disciplinary procedures while also strengthening our positive relationships within our school community. So hopefully the one balances out the other and we see less in referrals because we're making those connections. And for essential objective number 3, each elementary school is reviewing our club rosters to assess our participation in across various demographics, ensuring that all students have equitable access to meaningful extracurricular opportunities. And on behalf of all the elementary principals and probably all of the administration, we'd like to thank you, the Board of Education, Dr. Robinson and Dr. Wilson-Turner, for approving the use of more ECA units when the need is demonstrated. And after the middle school and high school present under this domain, Sarah Chanel will present a slide illustrating some of our most recent data. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, Rose Beckett, Coda Middle School. Good to see you all. So our middle schools are united in promoting the district's vision and mission: to be here, be safe, be responsible, set goals, and be kind, while maintaining their unique identities. To achieve this, we have established unified expectations through our middle school rights and expectation assembly programs, which are reinforced at the start of each year and quarterly throughout town hall meetings. Parent engagement is a priority with frequent outreach efforts. Faculty and staff collaboration remains strong, with regularly monthly and bi-monthly meetings fostering alignment and consistency. Student engagement is a key focus with assemblies and town hall meetings addressing important topics. Each school celebrates student success in its own way with the Acadia Howl of Fame, Gowanus Gold Star, and Coda Top Dog, all reinforcing our shared mission. All the middle schools have embraced community circles, both in faculty meetings and in student discussions, led by school counselors, student support counselors, and by teachers. These conversations have played a vital role in fostering inclusivity and improving school climate. The implementation of community circles and restorative practices have resulted in a 3.4% reduction in behavioral referrals across all 3 buildings from semester 1 of 23-24 to semester 1 of 24-25. To ensure clear and consistent communication, faculty presentations and SIS messages keep staff and families informed. Our commitment to cultural awareness and celebration is evident in events such as the Coda Cultural Cafe, Gowanus Cultural Celebration, and the Acadia Gives Thanks, which honor the diverse backgrounds of our students and families.
Oh. So, it's always awkward when you're tall. We prioritize the psychological, social, emotional, and physical health of both student and staff, using core principles of restorative practice to create a positive and safe school climate. In the first year of the class, our Health 6 teacher has shared her course vision and with the faculty through updates on our website. Sarah Kroenke presented at faculty meetings to review her role, goals, and initiatives for the 2024-25 school year. Through this, 202 students have completed over 26 mental health activities and looking to grow for the future year. In Fact 7, the Compassion Project focuses on empathy, self-care, emotions, and mindfulness, all critical skills for building resilience. Communication with families about our code of conduct, SEL efforts, and student expectations has been consistent through Health 6, Fact 7, our SIS messages, and all of our presentation in large group. Next slide, please. Faculty and staff are actively involved. Jasmine Hessel, our student support counselor, leads discussions on student well-being at faculty meetings. Feedback from our listening tour has helped us actively identify future goals and deficits that we're hoping to build on for next year. Faculty also present best practice at Superintendent Conference Day and faculty meetings, and also help lead building level activities. These initiatives collectively support a school environment where both staff and student can thrive.
Hello, I'm Kristen Duguay. I'm the Acadia Assistant Principal. Students and staff have meaningful opportunities to connect with our school community while also engaging with the world beyond our walls. We know that when students participate in clubs and activities, their success extends far beyond the classroom. That's why we offer a wide range of opportunities, including town hall meetings, summer walkthroughs, open houses, and more than 50 clubs and activities, all designed to foster involvement and connection. Currently, 28.96% of our students are participating in at least one club. We are committed to expanding these opportunities, ensuring that every student finds a place where they belong. Beyond extracurricular activities, our middle school MTSS model provides targeted, individualized support to help students succeed academically. Tri-building data reviews, guide our interventions, and additional staff have enhanced our Tier 3 ELA and math support. Students can transition in and out of interventions as needed, ensuring they receive the right support at the right time. And we're seeing the impact. From October 2024 to February 2025, the percentage of students receiving Tier 2 support increased from 7.83% to 8.71%, meaning 21 more students are getting the help they need. These efforts are making a difference not just in academics, but in confidence, resilience, and engagement. By fostering a community of inclusion, diversity, and success, we continue to create an environment where every student has the opportunity to thrive.
Can I ask you a really quick question? I know, sorry. It's like so quiet. That 28% of the clubs, does that include athletics or is that actually separate?
Nope,
Oh,
just
that's
clubs,
great.
just clubs and activities held at the middle school.
That's awesome.
Great job, yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Hello, Ron Augustinoni, principal at the high school buildings. Same objective, same goal. We run faculty meetings sometimes with circles, talking about what brings a sense of belonging to our students, so it ties with our goal. The unintended consequence of that is we share pedagogical and instructional strategies to use circles, so students actually get more access to participate in class, which also ties into our goals. We use a best practice series where we're bringing teachers in to present their best practices that relate to this goal and objective, and we do that by having our grade level teams through our observation process, the APPR process, pick out teachers when they observe them and see what would work best to present at faculty meetings. So we have a process for that. We actually have a presentation tomorrow that Mr. Gutschel is bringing to us from a teacher he observed. Our Student Voices Project, you're well aware of that. They've been to present before the board. They come and they meet with us. They'll be meeting with our teachers when that process wraps up sometime at the end of March. They have a big presentation at Proctor's. And we started a Welcome to Shen. It's kind of a spin-off of our New to Shen fair that we had. We actually had 2 sessions today. We brought in Captain, a group from Boston Spa, a bunch of community resources for people that are new to the Shen community. What was great is the process of learning through that with faculty, staff, and administration, and just knowing where those resources are. Because ideally, it'll be a great way to kick off the year. We're starting it now, and we're going to bring it back in September because we have a lot of new families in September.
Hi, I'm Jen Lee Alden. I'm the assistant principal at High School West. In speaking about social emotional learning in the classroom, more of our teachers, I'm happy to share, are including planned activities in their lesson design, and the work appears to be more embedded into their instruction rather than the standalone activities. Student engagement is fostered as the year progresses and students gain confidence in the classroom. At the high school, we're working to provide a balance of yearly events for faculty and staff to build morale. We have things, maybe you've seen the homecoming faculty tailgate party. At the end of the second quarter, we have the coveted High School West Soup and Chili Cook-Off where teachers are working and vying to earn the coveted wooden spoons. We're balancing that with Shen events that feature students, whether it's the basketball game before December break where we're recognizing our student athletes, or next week the High School West students are going over to see a preview of the high school musical. We have also been very fortunate to bring in some outside events for our students. Flame is a musical group of special education students that came and visited. They're from the Johnstown ARC or the Lexington Center. I knew it when I was growing up. They came in to present for the students at High School East. And then we also have the Stephen Hill Speak sobriety presentation that we posted. All of these events help build the Shen student experience.
Good evening, Robin Pelletier, class assistant principal here at High School East. In regards to engagement, we're always looking to expand and refine the opportunities for the high school students here. So we've showcased a few examples related to our ENL population and some adjustments we've made to their instructional services. You'll notice some specifics here related to shifts in the self-contained model to more co-taught models for English 10 and 11 courses, just to ensure that those services are more inclusive for them. We've also intentionally made sure to integrate our new ENL coach and help our teachers support ENL students in their class, recognizing that all teachers are here for ENL students, not just those with that designated title. We had her speak at a recent faculty meeting, just giving some tips and techniques on how she can ensure that staff here are making inclusive experiences for all of our students. Additionally, talking about the importance of engaging our students outside the classroom, it's always important to make sure students have the ability to showcase skills, talents, passions outside of their learning environments. So specifically for our restorative reentry meetings, students coming back from suspension, main focus for us is to make sure that those students, number one, have connections with trusted adults, and that we can kind of steer them in the directions of some of our 60-plus clubs at the high school so that they can work to transition back successfully into the classroom.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Katie Hedwell. I'm the Director of Food Services. How are you? So I'm going to be representing the district level along with my counterpart, Melinda Govich. We're going to switch on and off. So the first slide. So the district is using website analytics to improve accessibility and ensure ADA compliance. Staff engagement efforts have included training sessions, especially for support staff, which is a big increase. And free and reduced students' meal participation has increased by 8% since last year, nearing our 10% goal that we've been trying to reach every year. The district is enhancing recruitment efforts, tracking candidate data, and re-imaging new employee orientation. Our hiring process is being streamlined with automated forms. A cultural calendar has been created and shared with staff members and families, and NYSA students are getting more meaningful job experiences with increased time spent in workplace activities. For this slide, the district has rolled out InformaCast for lockdowns with 114 staff trained and monthly emergency response tests conducted. Visitor Aware has now been implemented in all of the buildings, and increased number of school safety workshops have been offered to all employees. The district continues to promote employee assistance program benefits. Mental health support is expanding through professional learning sessions and wellness initiatives, including a youth mental health first aid training. And Duo two-factor authentication has been successfully implemented with 99% of the staff enrolled. A communication plan is in place to generate excitement about the Early Learning Center. We're all very excited about that. Targeted interventions led by a new attendance teacher are addressing chronic absenteeisms, and planning for the district's exciting 75th anniversary celebration is ongoing. The district was able to launch an esports program, which actually started this month. Regular meetings and training sessions are being held to address special education staff and program needs. And we've offered many programs to engage new families, like Ron was talking about, new families to the district. So we're going to continue that.
Good evening, Sarah Schneller, Director of Student Learning and Data Accountability. As you've heard noted tonight, my data slides are an aggregation of 3 years worth of data in some places, and really work to speak to some of the work that you will hear about here. So here we see our average daily attendance over 3 years by program level. And then embedded within on the bottom, we see chronic absenteeism. Our average daily attendance represents the average amount of time that students spend in school. You'll see that over 3 years, this ranges from 94% to 95%, 94 being the lowest, 95 being the highest. And then you can take a look at the chronic absenteeism on the bottom. That is representative, if you recall, chronic absenteeism is defined as a student missing 10% or more of school. And so that represents the population of students that are considered chronically absent for us over the years. So here we see our students with guardians with a parent portal account. This really speaks to the strong connections that we have between school and home, again, as you heard noted throughout some of the presentation to date. The chart illustrates, again, the high percentages. You see that roughly 95% of our parents are connected via the parent portal in SIS. As you have also heard a lot about tonight, student engagement is a focus for us. We have done some work over the years to make sure that we can kind of clearly see who are our students that are engaged, what does our engagement look like. And so here you see the number of clubs at each of our buildings, along with the number of students that are participating in those clubs. All the way on the far right, you'll see then the percentages of those clubs at each building. Important thing to note here is that this data clearly shows us who's engaged, but it's really not the only ways in which we're using this data, right? We want to be able to understand who is not engaged and how do we pull them in, right? And what are their levels of engagement, perhaps outside of school, and just getting a better sense of that engagement. And at this point, buildings have been, as you've heard, digging into this data in much more ways. Continuing to look at engagement, we see sports, so you can see numbers from the fall, again, numbers of students, then along with percentages from fall to winter, and as we move forward, we'll start to populate the spring sports there too. Shifting towards some behavior, we see annual behavior trends by program level here. Again, we're looking over 3 years. We see the number of incidents by program level, not the number of students, just the number of incidents. And similar to our attendance data, we see some great consistency across the years here. Moving to the next slide, we continue to look at behavior trends. This gives us a little bit of a different look now by month. So by month, over 3 years, looking at each program level, represented by each of these lines, we start to see some of the places that we see spikes in behavior. So in September, we see a little bit of a spike typically. And that really speaks to what we know about the importance of relationship building, right? We need to get to know our kids, we need to understand their behaviors. Behavior is communication. And so again, as we go through, we see where those spikes happen traditionally. We tend to see in the winter time, March, February, getting closer to spring, we see some of those behaviors go up a little bit, right? And again, this speaks to our need to understand students and be able to be responsive to their needs.
Just some formatted feedback. It would be good if these were different colors, because they're just shades of green. Looks like we're all the same thing, so.
Yeah, we can work on that.
Okay, thank you.
We are trying to integrate our color coding into these,
Okay.
so we're trying to align with some of that. but good feedback.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah.
Sarah, are these referrals, or how do you define behavior events?
This comes from referrals, yes. So these are
Okay.
incidents based on referrals in our
Gotcha.
system. Yeah.
Thank you.
So again, thinking about being responsive to student needs and really wanting to meet students where they're at and understand, we've talked about, you'll continue to hear about our use of restorative practices. Here we see the number of incidents in which we have used restorative practices on one side, and we see the number of students then on the other that have been involved in that. The top right corner there just gives us a little snapshot of what those restorative activities are. This really serves as a great baseline for us as we continue to push forward with this work.
Thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Judy Gowinski. I'm the academic administrator for ELA and social studies at the elementary level. And I would like to just take a moment to thank you because almost a year to date, I attended the board meeting of which I was appointed to my position. So thank you for granting me that opportunity. It's been amazing. I'm going to talk about the school and classroom experiences. So Gina and I are going to talk about the school and classroom experiences. So the first OKR for this essential objective involves analyzing data to identify best instructional practices in Tier 1. At the elementary level, we have 8 buildings, so we do this collectively together during our monthly elementary leadership meetings to look at the current data that's all being now housed in Intervention Compass here in the district. And through utilizing that data, we're able to identify and have conversations about specific areas in our Tier 1 instruction that are proven to be successful, as well as identifying areas that we need to look a little bit more closely at. These conversations are then helped to transfer down at the building level as elementary leaders meet monthly, or regularly rather, with their teams of data, or their school-based data teams, to look at more of our assessment data that's generated through our updated assessments in ELA and math. So through looking at these data points, they identify Tier 1 instructional practices that are effective, but then we're also utilizing them to identify students who may need additional supports in Tier 2 and Tier 3 interventions. Since September, we're happy to report that there's a total of 108 students that have successfully exited AIS for ELA services and 64 students who have transitioned out of math services.
I'm sorry, 108 exited?
Yes.
What was it in the prior year?
I don't know if we have that.
Just-
Sarah, do we have
It's a
that?
baseline.
The baseline data.
Yeah, this is really the first time that we've had the ability to look at that change in a really tight way, so we could probably dig in, but this is really the first time that we've had the ability to look at that.
Okay, and so you said 108 for
ELA,
ELA.
interventions.
Intervention, and then for the math?
It was 64
Okay.
transitioned into math.
Thank you.
And that's something that at an elementary level, each time we do benchmarking in September and in January, we do a whole overload of the data and really look in depth of how the students are performing, who has made adequate growth and are ready to transition back to Tier 1, as well as who now is in need of Tier 2 or Tier 3 services. For the next objective, the instructional delivery and dynamics, we've had an amazing opportunity this year to work with great minds and participate in embedded staff development right in our classrooms. To date, we've had 4 of our buildings participate, myself, the deputy superintendent, as well as our instructional coach. And actually tomorrow and Thursday, the remaining 4 buildings will be participating as Alex, who is our Great Minds representative, will be visiting on site And during that time, we meet together as a team, we talk about how implementation is going in regards to Wit and Wisdom, the challenges, the successes. We look at and read through lessons together, and then we have the opportunity to go into the classroom to see the lessons in action. Afterwards, we come together to debrief, to talk about implementation areas, and kind of put together next steps so that we can continue to get better with our Tier 1 instruction in reading and writing.
Hi, I'm Gina Bolson, Academic Administrator for Math and Science K-5. So in regards to the second part of this objective, elementary leadership has concentrated on fostering strong instructional practices in both math and science. This marks our 4th year with the Envision math materials, and it's really gratifying to see teachers this year really increasingly focusing on the standards they are teaching as opposed to leaning so heavily on a program. With the introduction of the new New York State Science Test for grade 5, we're also really working with teachers to sharpen their focus on the critical skills necessary for student success in science. For this essential objective, at this time, 6 of the 8 elementary schools have received training in regards to equitable grading practices, with a focus on the 3 core pillars of accuracy, bias resistance, and motivation. The training emphasized the importance of these principles in creating a fair and effective grading system. The other 2 buildings will receive this training in March. And in alignment with this initiative, the Elementary Report Card Committee has created a standards-aligned report card, ensuring a clearer focus on student mastery of essential skills.
So for the Shen Learning Framework and Programming at the middle level, the Shen Learning Framework ensures that curriculum instruction and assessment are seamlessly connected to support student success. This model provides every student with a Shen experience, a highly qualified education with individualized support tailored to their needs. A data-driven, multi-tiered system of support guides interventions with team meetings, regularly reviewing student progress, and adjusting Tier 1, 2, and 3 supports. For students requiring intensive support, ongoing analysis help to refine strategies to ensure their continued growth. Through Intervention Compass, the middle school teams analyze STAR data, New York State assessments, common assessments, grades, attendance, behavior, and subgroup data. This tracks progress to facilitate smooth transition between tiers. Proactive communication remains a priority with early and intentional outreach and engagement during the pre-referral process. Any changes to tiered intervention involve collaborative communication. Family engagement has increased as we continue to inform families about available supports, resources, and opportunities.
Our focus remains on high leverage instructional practices that will foster curiosity, self-direction, and deeper student engagement. This year, middle school teachers are integrating AI tools like Magic School to enhance instruction and efficiency. 151 middle school teachers are actively using the platform to help assist in their classroom. We will continue to support the leveraging of AI practice to maximize its impact on student learning. To strengthen our Tier 2 and 3 interventions, we have introduced the individual response records and personalized learning plans in Intervention Compass, a feature not previously used in our middle school MTSS process. This transition improves tracking and support for students requiring targeted intervention. We're already seeing progress with over 68 individual plans made based off the needs of students for the individualized instruction. These efforts are enhancing student engagement, personalization, and academic growth across our middle schools.
We are committed to data-driven approaches that ensure grading and support systems are equitable, demonstrate learning, and are aligned with student needs. Our Grading for Equity initiative has led to a comprehensive review of gradebook practices across all middle school departments, ensuring alignment with equitable grading standards and district policies. To monitor and refine these efforts, we track key performance indicators. MISL meetings take place quarterly, bringing together building and academic administrators along with district directors to review departmental progress and align practices. Post-conferences follow a universal set of questions and topics, ensuring teachers and administrators engage in consistent, meaningful conversations about student progress. MTSS team meetings analyze grade distribution and achievement gaps, assessing trends across student demographics to ensure fair and equitable outcomes. Through ESSA analysis, we closely examine chronic absenteeism data to identify subgroup trends. This work is supported by Nicole Miklas, our attendance teacher, who has made 212 forms of contact with 41 middle school students. Finally, our commitment to standards-based assessment is evident in middle school science, where ongoing refinement to grading practices allows students to demonstrate their learning through multiple assessments per standard.
So at the high school level, in regards to the Shen Learning Framework, we're working to help engage our new hires not only to immerse themselves in our high school community, but the greater Shen community as well. We have a few mechanisms in place to make sure that that can happen. The first that we feature up here is that we've created some intentional partnerships with administrators and new hires as a go-to person of sorts in the event that they have some questions or just need some assistance, so they have contact there. Additionally, we also have some faculty meetings designed strictly for those new hires, just so they can communicate with us, make sure that they're empowered to find success in their practice, and make sure that the experiences are best for their students. The Shen Learning Framework continues to guide curriculum instruction, and at the high school level, we're trying to meaningfully enhance that partnership between our building level leaders and our academic administrators. More opportunities for some rich conversation about trends and consistencies in grading practices, and just making sure the experience is safe for all and good for all.
So with regard to facilitating the deeper learning, at our faculty meetings, we have embraced the idea of having teachers share their best practices during the faculty meetings, teachers being the leaders of learning. We're stepping out of the central role a little bit. One such meeting we had this year started with a presentation by Vanessa Kramer on AI, and then we had a couple of teachers come up and share the details, the grit. They're right in there with the students, some examples of how they've used AI to enhance the learning experience for our students. Regarding post-conferences, it's a great opportunity for administrators to talk with teachers about salient topics, and again, grading is a big one for us. So we've reported, the teachers have reported that they feel that they're having rich conversations in their PLCs on the topic of grading. Some teachers belong to multiple PLCs. If they're teaching math, for example, they may be teaching algebra and then maybe geometry honors. So they're speaking about their efforts to work toward aligning the consistent approach across the different content areas within their domain.
So I'm continuing with the equitable measures of student learning. The PSAT was changed in 2023 to go digital, and it changed some stuff quickly on us. So our goal was to increase the number of students taking PSAT this year. We were looking to get to 500, increased by 10%. We almost hit 600, so we do have more kids coming in to take the PSAT, and that's all digital, so it's the SAT, and a number of AP exams are going that way. With respect to the other, we've heard a lot about us talk about grading. We want to adhere to what we know is good practice. We use the term grading for equity. I also like to use the term grading for high expectations. We have high expectations for our students, but we have to give them the tools to get there. And if students are not hitting the learning targets, we try to use grading as a motivational strategy to get students to really achieve those goals. We're looking for consistency in our grading, and there's also an autonomy to teachers in their classroom. So we're looking to balance teacher autonomy and consistency in grading, and the rich conversations we're having with teachers and administrators is giving us that balance. So it's a journey, and we're well on our way with that.
Hi, Belinda Govich, Director of Transportation. So the district leadership team have been working on developing mind and body wellness for 6th graders. Our Shen website has been updated, and the 6th grade health website has been created. With AI integration, establishing AI processes in district and classroom practices with a new Shen AI website, a draft AI and academic integrity policies, and staff training across multiple schools. We're refining the NISA curriculum for communication independence. Reviews have been complete, improvement areas identified, summer work planned, and a resource site is in progress. Our Shen Learning Framework training, all 48 teachers hired by September 1st were trained on the Shen Learning Framework by October 17th to ensure instructional consistency. Our student-centered learning, training of all new teachers in student-centered strategies, offering professional development opportunities with workshops and specialized sessions for special education. Our interactive panels, 100% have been installed in all of the middle school and 50% of elementary classrooms to help enhance instruction. Everybody's doing that tonight. All high school teachers now have Windows laptop or a high-end Chromebook as their primary device to help instruction. And a special education coach has been hired who has conducted 49 individual coaching sessions and leading 6 professional development sessions to support special education staff. Departments and buildings are aligning grading practices with equitable grading, as we heard from some other folks here tonight, with guidelines shared through newsletters and inside Shen pages. The Elementary Report Card Committee has drafted a standards-aligned report card for 25-26. And secondary levels are reviewing grading for consistency, while elementary levels work on equitable grading sessions are ongoing. The use of consistent and clear data analysis to help identify student needs with CAC monitoring attendance and engagement, and intervention compass usage expanding to 559 users district-wide. The special education team is expanding a standards-based IEP's goals bank, developing 3 sample goal areas, aligning work with the new report card.
You did one.
Good job.
So Renaissance Stars are a universal screener, which we use to kind of kick off our MTSS process. And these bar graphs demonstrate current levels of proficiency at each program level. I should mention it's just elementary and middle school, as it's just K through 8 students that are tested. We do have some students at 9th grade who are in our reading class that are also tested, but this is really representative of K through 8. Students test 3 times a year, beginning of the year, middle of the year, and end of the year. And so here we see proficiency levels from our winter screening. What you'll notice, not perhaps here, but what we see in looking at this data over time from window to window, is that the levels of proficiency, those falling into the green and the blue, we see increase from window to window, and we see the yellow and the red decrease, which is obviously what we're seeking. These comparisons really help us to begin to understand student growth. Go to the next slide. Here we see a different look at student growth through students' SGPs, or their student growth percentiles. These SGPs are calculated by comparing like students from window to window. So keep in mind, this is a nationally normed assessment. Any student who takes it within that window and falls into a category, an area like peers, they're then ranked based on their growth. And so that's where we get these SGP scores. Also important to note, SGP or growth measures are coming back from the state through ESSA, so we will start to see these in a different way. So it's good to have 2 ways to look at that and a better understanding of it. Very developmentally appropriate in that we see students progress at different levels, right? Everyone learns at a different level and progresses at a different level, and so that's kind of what we see represented here. It's what we see represented in this data over time. I think the other important piece to really note here is that just because a student might be falling into that lower category of low growth does not mean that they are not achieving, right? This is just representing their growth over time. We could have students that come in and they're very high achieving students, and they might fall into that low growth because maybe we haven't pushed them enough, right? So it's just an important thing to note. This is not a slide we look at to say red is bad. It just tells us a different picture. So continuing to think about this notion of service following need. You've heard about our academic intervention services. You've heard about our MTSS plan. This slide represents the percentage and number of students that are receiving academic intervention service. This is representative of ELA, kindergarten through 8th grade. Again, looking at this data over time, these are the trends and patterns that we see. 1st grade and 2nd grade are typically higher. speaks to the importance of early intervention, because we do see those kind of go down as we look. We do always kind of see a little bit of a spike at 6th grade transitions, understanding the difference, right? I think we can kind of speak to, and we had this conversation at our MTSS district meeting today, really digging in to understand these trends and patterns and what do they mean for us moving forward. Similar data, this is representative of math academic intervention service. I just want to point out here the difference in so this is on a 13-point scale, the other one was on a 22-point scale. So this looks a lot more, it's not, it's just the way that it's represented. When we look at these numbers over time, we typically see that our ELA numbers are higher, our math academic intervention service numbers are typically lower, and that really does match up with our proficiency in terms of what we see between ELA and math. So these last two slides are representative of grades. Here you see a lot of data pulled into one. So these numbers represent averages of all core subject area grades for students. We see, again, very similar trends in this data, in that the majority of our students are scoring falling into those higher ranges. This really, as we move forward with our equitable grading and our understanding of what that means, and we work to put different practices in place, this serves as a baseline for us to say, where is the impact and how do we see it moving forward? Equally as important to our core, we have our encore, and so here we get a glance also at our quarterly grades, aggregated, averaged for our encore subject areas, and you can see again high levels of proficiency. You know, these classes are different in that they are more performance-based classes, so they do look different.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Thanks for having me here tonight. I'm Malik Jones. I'm the principal of Caradine, and I'll be representing the elementary group talking about personnel and professionalism. So we'll start right with essential objective 1. So the elementary schools make a concerted effort to provide numerous opportunities to attract highly qualified candidates. And one of the most valuable and rewarding, in our opinion, being the involvement of our high school students in the Shen Early Literacy Childhood Program. For those of you who don't know, this is a program that allows our high school students an opportunity to come and observe and learn from some of our amazing elementary teachers, thus giving them some first-hand teaching experience in a classroom setting. And our hope is that by engaging them early, the district not only nurtures future educators, but also strengthens the pool of candidates for future recruitment. So it's very twofold. Additionally, we continue to forge and sustain our relationships with neighboring colleges and universities and their teacher prep programs. You can walk in any of our buildings on any given day and see numerous student teachers just in our classrooms, just learning and soaking it in and really kind of getting that Shen teaching experience. And this is really just a testament to us trying to kind of help, you know, support that future need for some qualified candidates, and why not better to have some homegrown folk right here from Shen kind of fill some of what we know will be some vacancies in the near distant future. And I can't continue without really kind of just saying, you know, thank you to the teachers, right? This could not happen without teachers willingly opening up their doors and volunteering themselves and their expertise to make sure that they're kind of, what I kind of say, paying it forward. Whenever we put an email out saying, hey, we need teachers to open their doors, it's never like, you know, crickets, right? It's always, we have a healthy pool of folk who instantly volunteer. And that's just a testament to the wonderful educators in which we work with, and then also remembering when they were at that point where there was a teacher who probably stood in front of them and helped kind of nurture that spirit of teaching and the beauty of it. So kudos to them. Essential objective 2, ecosystems of engagement. At the elementary level, we strive to ensure that all of our new hires feel properly supported and equipped with the pertinent resources to successfully transition into their new roles. And as such, we make it a priority to have routine check-ins with all of our new hires. Our new staff members, for example, will meet with us bi-weekly, and I kind of call these meetings what we call formal opportunities to have informal conversations, right? These are not data-driven conversations, these are how are you doing conversations. And that's important because we all were new in our roles once upon a time. And we know that first year, that second year is very challenging for a number of reasons. And we as administrators, we have good intentions. You know, every day we would like to, you know, walk in and check in with all of our staff, especially our staff who need us the most, which are neophytes, our new folk. But we know that things happen, right? There's a lot of curveballs that are thrown at us in each and every day. And next thing you know, it goes from one day not being able to touch base with that new staff member, and one day turns into 1 week. But with these bi-weekly check-in meetings, these are on our calendar, right? So it is there. And many of us swear and live by our calendar invites. So that provides an opportunity to kind of stop and make sure that those individuals know that we are there to support them. And this is also a very positive for the district as well, because in terms of us recruiting folk, if folk know that when they come to our system and they're going to be supported from day one, each and every day, that's something that's a little more alluring, right? And kind of make folk want to be a part of this. So we make a concerted effort across the 8 buildings to make sure that we are supporting those new teachers, and not just the new teachers, but really all of our new staff. Essential objective 3. Elementary principals will actively attend all elementary leadership and program planning meetings. Participating in these sessions are essential for us because it allows us to receive continuous feedback and have robust conversations around district goals, such as the implementation of Wit and Wisdom. And it also allows us to gain a better understanding of the goals and the progress that we're making to accomplish them. So these meetings are essential, and we're not just there in terms of physically. We make sure that we are totally invested in the information and the conversations that are being had at these meetings. And last but not least, safety. Safety in our schools continue to remain paramount. As such, we continue to collaborate with district leadership on the annual fire inspections, safety audits, and ongoing mitigation efforts. Now, such collaboration allows us to gain a better understanding of the various areas within our building that may need a little bit more attention as it pertains to safety. Now, once we have or participate in any particular safety audits, we're not just taking that information and then having or sharing this information with our safety teams, our crisis team. We're making sure that we are disseminating this information to our entire building, because we want to make sure that we are all doing our part. All staff members, from the cafeteria monitors to classroom teachers, are all doing our part to make sure that we have a safe and efficient learning environment. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Jones.
So at the middle level, personnel and professionalism, our approach is collaborative and comprehensive. We have an approach to recruitment and retention that ensures a diverse, highly qualified candidate pool with onboarding efforts that include supportive orientation programs and frequent check-ins. Professional learning remains a priority. Monitors and support staff have been trained in safety protocols such as the Visitor Aware System. To further enhance training, a survey was distributed to school monitors across all 3 buildings to gather feedback to inform future professional learning opportunities. At the January Superintendent's Conference Day, 51 professional development sessions were offered, with wellness-focused sessions included within those offerings. 9 middle school faculty members led professional learning sessions for their K-8 colleagues. Hiring efforts remain collaborative, with academic administrators working together to review candidates, conduct stakeholder interviews, and provide ongoing support for new hires through those check-ins. By investing in regular professional growth, prioritizing feedback-driven training, and thoughtful hiring practices, we are continuing to build a skilled, engaged, and well-prepared middle school team.
We continue to foster professional growth through faculty-led discussion on topics like community circle, restorative practice, medical training, and instructional strategies at staff meetings. Our 3 middle schools have hosted 41 faculty-led presentations fostering professional growth and best practice sharing. Our building level committees on partnership, environment, and wellness include students, faculty, staff, parents, and SROs, making sure that there's broad input for all of our initiatives. I swear I'm going to take this thing down. Next slide, please. We prioritize wellness and professional growth through district-led initiatives and post-observation meetings, which provide personalized feedback. To engage all, tri-building Spirit Weeks have been held in October, December, and we have another one planned in March, just to make sure that there's community building and everybody's having a little bit of fun. Through these efforts, we are strengthening a collaborative, engaged, and thriving workforce that benefits both students and staff.
we prioritize comprehensive training and professional learning opportunities to enhance both individual capacity and overall organizational effectiveness. In terms of safety and security, we've updated our safety binders across all buildings, ensuring that everyone is equipped with the latest information and protocols. We've also fostered collaboration on safety efforts, working closely with Barb Salker and Becky Carmen on the annual fire inspection and safety audit, addressing the results and implementing mitigation strategies as needed. We are finalizing room numbers and updating maps following the completion of the Gowanna Capital Project for easy reference in case of emergency.
And for innovative recruitment and retention, retaining our teachers is really important. We have really, really high expectations for our teachers. I've been part of hiring maybe 80 to 90 new teachers over the past 8 years at the high school, and so many have come from other districts. When they come here, they're like, wow, we are really working. So I wish I could have recorded Mr. Jones and how he articulated supporting new teachers, because that was well put. But it's exactly what we're doing here. We split up the new teachers amongst our administrative team to check in on them. Folks like to have people check in and see how they're doing. We have a great mentor program, but they also like someone just checking in on them periodically to see how's it going, do you need anything, some of the nuanced things that happen in the building, ways we can help them out. We always try to celebrate our teachers, not only the stuff they do in school, but also outside of school. Someone might have ran their first marathon, or one of their children is on the U.S. national hockey team, right? We celebrate that because we care about them as human beings. I think they feel that, and it brings our large high school community together when we do that.
So some of this you've heard before. We're talking about collaborating with the colleagues, the academic administrators, with the building management team. And two of our big rocks this year are grading and scheduling. So with the new administrators coming on board, we're working with those administrators, maybe serving in a new role in the scheduling piece. As we strive to maximize, of course, student learning is at the forefront. Some other topics, though, we discuss, because it's not all about scheduling and all about grading, is we are talking about new courses. This year I had the opportunity to observe one of the new courses this year, the animation class, and my goodness gracious, it was amazing. Maybe I would have been an art teacher instead of a music teacher if I had taken the animation class. Again, offering choice for students is really at the forefront. And then one of the other topics we're working on now is to consistently transition our students from middle school to the high school experience, which is sometimes a little long, but we smooth that out a little.
So we're working diligently to ensure, to build that relationship between our teachers and our leadership at the high school. As Ron mentioned earlier, I mean, it enhances productivity, it preserves the safety, and it just makes for a wonderful environment for the kids. So a few things that we're highlighting here is we want to look to increase our engagement for our high school open house. So leadership intentionally reached out to some teachers to get some feedback about what we can do to just get some people in who may not typically come partake. We took some of their feedback to our high school partnership team. We're reviewing some information that we've gotten there to hopefully enhance the experience and get some more people out this coming fall as well.
So as far as the district level for innovative recruitment and retention, the district is working to attract and retain employees by increasing awareness for public school opportunities through job fairs, and we started a program called Walk-In Wednesdays. Efforts to streamline hiring include digital posting requests and transition from paper to digital recommendation approvals. We're always looking to make things digitized and go a little bit quicker so we can hire people. Support staff evaluations are going to be digitized as well, and a full rollout is expected by April 1st. And recruitment resources have been enhanced with updated job descriptions and a repository for interview materials for hiring administrators, so we can share our best practices. The district is enhancing recruitment and retention, ensuring 100% of eligible new teachers receive a mentor, like Ron was mentioning. We're using partnerships with BOCES, HVCC, and vendors to provide specialized trainings for our staff, support staff as well. And our staff retention efforts have been successful, maintaining 100% of our special education office and teaching staff. The district has upgraded branding materials, including email signatures and Canva templates to align with its mission. They look real snazzy. A comprehensive employee wellness plan is in place with designated wellness champions at every school that help us kind of foster our wellness messages. They send out emails. And we have a new health and wellness website that is launched. Cross-training initiatives are reducing the need for substitutes and improving job satisfaction. And the operations and maintenance staff are receiving expert guidance and engaging consultants regularly to enhance their in-house project completion, which has saved a lot of time and money. Our district is strengthening the train-the-trainer model by identifying skilled employees to lead staff training. So we're training our staff to train other staff, which saves a lot of time. Inclusivity training from our June leadership is expanding with efforts to increase participation. Professional learning opportunities are being enhanced with plans to introduce online learning modules by the 25-26 school year. And a transportation resource library is in development to provide employees with training materials and information.
Good evening, everyone. How are we holding up? You okay? All right, good. I don't know if it's good to be towards the end or not, but here we go. I'm Andrew Hills. I'm the principal at Aranda Elementary School. Thanks for your time tonight. By this point of the evening, we may be hearing a few redundant things, but I always like to make mention when I'm towards the end that I think it's a real positivity. It shows some of the synergy that Dr. Robinson, Dr. Wilson-Turner really put forward and what we're trying to do as a collective effort. So looking at fiscal responsibility, what I wanted to say here, a few real highlights, is that this year Dr. Robinson, Dr. Wilson-Turner, they really highlighted the opportunity, along with you as the Board of Education, to dedicate some funding specific to field trip transportation costs. That's something that's been a little bit tricky to deal with over the past few years because of rising fuel prices or varying fuel prices and everything else. This has really offered a bit more equity in the activities that we put forward in the elementary level. We have lots of great memories that we make when we take trips to museums and to see proctors and those kinds of things. So that's been an exciting opportunity. We wanted to make sure we thanked you for that opportunity. Also, that's interesting within the first objective here, within the idea of alignment of district funds. Each year, we have the opportunity as building leaders, not just at the elementary level, but at all levels, to fill out B forms, our nickname for budget forms. These are forms that give us an opportunity to communicate, collaborate with district leadership, to share our needs for things such as staffing possibilities, renovations, curriculum updates. We just recently met as building leaders with Dr. Wilson-Turner one-to-one to discuss possible staffing changes and needs that might come up. I know that we're currently meeting with Mrs. Saliker, Mr. Mayo, to discuss possible building and equipment needs. This is a moment of pause and a moment of thanks again, because as a district, what we do is we take these times, we take these moments in very, very busy days, and we have those conversations that Dr. Robinson likes to talk about. These are not the splashy conversations of the $39 million amazing opportunity that we're doing for our kindergarten children, but we do need to repair and replace cafeteria tables. We need to look at sinks that are getting older. We look at these small things, but it's the idea of making sure that every child in every building has equitable resources and a similar education process that they're going through. We take a lot of pride in that. On to the next slide here, review of staff participation data, professional learning opportunities offered by the district. Again, maybe some similarities that we're hearing about this evening. But at the elementary school programs and the middle school as well, we just completed the January Superintendent Conference Day. At the end of this day, we did a survey where we heard that 90% of the participants responded they really liked the way that this day played out. It was a high number of participants in the survey as well. The day was a little bit different. We had lots of curriculum opportunities, lots of professional development that happened, but we added in a sprinkle of some social, emotional, some mindful opportunities for the staff as well. So they took advantage of some other things to really make sure that they were mentally, emotionally, socially prepared to take on the rigors of what education is. And that was a nice opportunity in the doldrums of a very, very cold and snowy winter. Also, you have heard this, but in a different light. 6 out of 8 of our schools so far have participated in some professional development and faculty meetings to work on and to build a common language surrounding equitable grading practices. A little tweak on this as to how we are also talking about updating and changing our report card to make it a modern and an informative approach for all families. The last 2 buildings are about to participate, which you also heard within the next week or so. On to the final slide here for fiscal responsibility in the elementary role. It's been a unique year a little bit. New York State came forward at the end of last year as well that all educators are required to update some New York State mandated reporter training to connect to their certification. So as building leaders and connection with all of our teachers and everybody within the education world here. We are making sure that we are up to speed on that. We want our certification not to certainly lapse and to have this, but this training has actually very well done, very appropriate to understand how best to connect to our community and our families and their community needs as they relate to schooling and relate to what's happening within the home. And the last thing I wanted to talk about was that you had heard a little bit about Adoba, connected to what we're doing to have our buildings be safe and equitable areas. We're doing safety and security walkthroughs regularly now. We've already done 2 this year. We had, I believe it was 4 last year, so we have more coming up. But these safety walkthroughs are an opportunity for us to go through and again see those small things as well as some bigger things, such as where do we need to add cameras, which is certainly a cost to our district. Where are we adding convex mirrors? Where are we fixing doorways, door frames, all kinds of views to keep our students as safe and as connected as possible. So, thank you for your time.
At the middle school, we are committed to streamlining processes to support sustainability and efficiency. To simplify the ECA budgeting, a clear one-page guide was developed in collaboration with Cassandra Higgins and Kathy Wetmore Chase, which then was shared with extracurricular advisors. Office hours were held to answer individual questions and ensure clarity with the process. We continue working with district officials to assess and plan for both short and long-term middle school evolving needs, which includes staffing and facilities. So with staffing, we have an ongoing review of class sizes and program demands to ensure appropriate support. And with facilities, we're evaluating classroom spaces and resource needs for optimal learning environments. Additionally, we are enhancing energy conservation efforts by promoting a simple, cost-effective practice such as turning lights off, shutting windows, and powering down electronics. Collaboration with the middle school safety team and partnership teams will ensure these efforts remain a focus. Through these initiatives, we are strengthening operational efficiency, sustainability, and resource management to better serve our students and staff.
Through Future Ready Furniture, we could leverage grant resources to transform classrooms into flexible, engaging spaces that enhance student learning. This year, we had 1 application accepted that will affect 2 classrooms, our world language classrooms, and we have additional spaces targeted for 2026. In terms of efficient scheduling, we've optimized classroom and faculty room usage. Room utilization charts are now accessible to all staff, which will allow us to accommodate diverse needs of both students and staff. Our data calendar, developed each summer, guides our assessment schedule and supports the data review process during MTSS and team meetings, ensuring that all decisions are informed in real-time data. These strategies ensure that all students and staff have equitable access to resources, promoting success across our school community.
We are committed to organizational efficiency and effectiveness through innovative and practical approaches that enhance both safety and structure across our middle schools. One key focus is our mass evacuation drill, scheduled for spring 2025. Using feedback from our safety audit, we've strengthened our building security by addressing the badge use, door security, and functional locks. To ensure preparedness, faculty and staff will participate in 2 training sessions in January and March, with each session shaped by ongoing feedback and input. Beyond emergency preparedness, we continue to build consistency across all middle schools in key areas that impact school climate, safety, and structure. This includes aligned practices in our code of conduct, MTSS implementation, and standardized safety protocols, such as our got-to-go binders. The low-level infractions process enforces the code of conduct and supports Tier 1 behavior management within the classroom. By reinforcing these shared practices, we create a structured, predictable environment that not only prioritizes safety, but also enhances the overall efficiency and effectiveness of our schools.
At the high school, we're always looking for some creative ways that we can explore and pursue new grant opportunities. I'd like to highlight a few. One specifically is our Ambassadors program that we've recently received some funding for. This is a program where high school students act as support for either new students to the district, helping them tour the building and transition into our school. They also help out at some extracurricular events. They help out at our open house. An additional grant that we received is new this year. It's for our Shed Sounds program. fantastic student-generated idea where students have the opportunity during our student prep time in the morning before block 1 to engage in almost an open mic opportunity. So musical performances, at this point, it's almost essentially student-run. Adults are really just there to enjoy the music. So great opportunity for students to showcase their skills and get some music done in the morning.
So for equitable resource allocation, we decided to focus on our program offerings and our course offerings. And you've seen a new program of studies. A lot of folks have worked on that. Credit to the people who made videos. Really, Matt Davis kind of led the charge in letting people know what our offerings are. And you see a bunch of new proposals and courses that have been accepted. I want to point out it's a diverse offering that hits a number of different students. And I've said this before, one key thing about when we introduce new courses, it's really about our process. We're adding relevant courses. They're of high interest and they're sustainable. They're not courses we're going to offer this year and say, sorry, we can't do it next year. So that process is a good one and it's focused on hitting all of our students.
So we've talked earlier about how we brought on new staff, how we brought on new teachers, how we've onboarded new administrators. But if you visited the high school offices maybe 2-3 years ago, you'd see one set of faces, and then if you've recently visited in September, you've probably seen almost a totally new staff, because that's just another facet of the change that we're seeing. So when recruiting and onboarding the new office staff, we've fostered a more collaborative climate by examining the talents and the skills our new employees have brought to the table, instead of always saying this is what we want to find. In some cases, this resulted in reassigning tasks to different staff members, or in other instances, re-envisioning the outcome to utilize the skill sets that were brought to us. The examples listed in this frame are just two of the ways we are working to increase the quality and the effectiveness of our work.
I just have a quick question. The recognition of the ambassadors, was that the grant through foundation?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, awesome.
Thank you.
Okay, I just want to make sure. I'm like, okay. Sorry, I got to do a shout out.
Yes, thank you. Both of them actually.
Where's Mike?
Thank you.
Sorry. Okay. Read my notes here. Okay, so for strategic budgeting for the district, we have strategically utilized grants with minimal rollover funds for the 24-25 year. We also identified and corrected BOCES billing errors, securing credits for inaccurate charges. In infrastructure and energy planning, we develop preventative maintenance plans to reduce breakdowns, and are also pursuing a NYSERDA grant for an energy management position. We leverage the E-rate program and BOCES purchasing to secure $28,455 in network savings and another $190,000 plus and change in equipment savings. Large technology hardware purchases through BOCES are expected to generate about a little over $364,000 in aid. A system for equitable purchasing of special education supplies is in development and will be shared with stakeholders. A desktop audit was completed to assess staffing needs with ongoing reviews of civil service qualification and special education administration. We also implemented a new inventory tracking system called Incident IQ to reduce redundancies. And as you heard, field trips too, an effort to standardize field trips and equitable resource distribution, which included a trip list, district funding for transportation, and increased bulk purchasing planning. We're also using data trends to guide purchasing decisions, reducing emergency purchases, and optimizing inventory use. Technology efficiencies include AI for data analysis, Google scheduling for meetings, a new transportation routing system, and an improved website for stakeholders. And better financial planning through WinCap and improved blanket purchase order management has led to fewer audit findings and better budget tracking. Employee turnover is also being tracked by unit, department, and building to establish a baseline for future analysis. And efforts to reduce absences and improve employee satisfaction include increased HR engagement, faculty meetings, and automated attendance tracking to identify trends. A special education office review is underway with desk audits completed and an office manager position filled to improve efficiency and equity.
So in closing, I want to thank everyone again for their clear articulation of how we've actualized the mission during the first half of the school year. There are clear themes from the elementary to the district level that highlight our efforts to create consistent experiences and institutionalized practices that ensure success for our students. We are engaging students in meaningful curricular and extracurricular experiences, ensuring transparent grading practices, responsibly integrating artificial intelligence, improving the recruitment, retention, and capacity of our employees, maximizing our fiscal resources to preserve and enhance programming, and continuously refining resources, our safety and operational systems. Our goals consistently shape the work of every facet of the organization. And I think everyone knows that none of this happens by accident, but it is only accomplished through incredible leadership and the collective and strategic efforts of our staff and school community and our unwavering commitment to excellence. Thank you.
There's that emoji that had the finger that went like that, right, in the text. That's it right there, Cecil. When you said it, you nailed it right at the end. Spot on.
You guys did great. You know what, I never, I remember how awesome our school is until you come and remind us, right, from the, you guys get that figured out?
Yeah, I got it figured out.
From K all the way up to 12, just the level of involvement, and I'm so impressed with retention. You know, you're right, like hiring is great, but keeping is even better, really, because we want to keep everyone for the long term. So thank you all so much. I have to be here every other Tuesday. You do not, so I'm very grateful you're here. Moving on. Wow, I guess that was it. Okay, so.
It's barely 8 o'clock, by the way, notice that.
Yeah, I know. I'm giving it to you. I roll once.
It's still early. We can still, I can add a few items.
The night is young.
Can I just make one?
Yeah, sure.
So, as you noticed that tonight I said very little, and it was partially by design, because Dr. Wilson Turner, when she came on board, as we typically try to do, we try to tap into people's experiences, the value add that people bring to the table. And so this summer, she actually, her trying to understand what we do here at Shen, brought some ideas to the table and threw the ideas out to our group. And people were absolutely open about, yeah, let's make sure that each year we try to evolve and be better. And so you see a lot of the similarities in words, but I think the thing that's not probably as obvious, and I hope that you appreciate it, is that we have a collective group of individuals who truly, I would say, day to day, moment to moment, try to function in concert with each other and not in competition. And I think it's important because, certainly, like I say, for me, for the last 20 years, we've been trying to build a system culture. And the only way you have a system culture is when you have people who asking the question, what can I do so you can be more successful, the whole notion of reciprocal responsibility. So you saw that, and hopefully you heard that tonight. You saw the synergy in efforts. If you look across program levels, you see very consistent efforts taking place. So I don't want the board to miss that as you look at the words and hear the words from the individuals, because it's more about the culture that we have created that drives the actions and outcome than anything else. And so the culture represents the folks here and all the folks that they represent who are not here, but hopefully people are seeing it, appreciating it, and understand it, that there isn't a single day that anyone here isn't thinking about how can we be better, how can we do our job more effectively. So I want to say to all those who presented, all those who represented, thank you for your leadership. We do a lot of stuff, and we do a lot of stuff well. And I don't want people to think that just because it looks easy, it's easy. It's not. And you put in the work, and I really appreciate it. So I want to say thank you very much as well. So thank you, appreciate it. Thanks for indulging.
Yeah, of course. Does anyone have anything further? You know what, I didn't actually ask Maddie if they had any, yep?
Actually, yeah. Okay, so coming up next week on Thursday, March 6th, 7th, and 8th, we have the musical for Legally Blonde, which is going. So on Thursday, I think the show is at 7, same on Friday. And then on Saturday, we have the matinee at 2, and then the closing show on 7. It's a really good show, and both the cast and crew have worked really hard on it. So it would be great if you came to watch and support the musical production.
Yep, I have my tickets, I'm looking forward to it. Thank you. Does the Senate have anything to add? Thank you. And thanks for sticking around this whole time, appreciate it.
Oh yeah, of course. So the Snowball Dance is scheduled for this Saturday, March 1st from 6:30 to 9. I believe we still need one more teacher chaperone, but the dance can still go on without that one person. We have all the decorations and we're looking forward to set up, starting at 5, I believe. And we are also continuing to plan for the 75th anniversary as well as the Festival of the Arts in mid-April.
Great. Nice. Thank you. It's another example of student engagement. It's fantastic. Does any board member have a for the good of the order? Right, Colleen, absolutely.
So I just wanted to give a shout out to the Latin teachers. This is the Armstrongs, Kezia and Jennifer and many other teachers who took, my son was lucky enough to be able to participate in a trip to Italy during spring break, or winter break. And I just wanted to say they have done a just phenomenal job of organizing, giving timely information to the parents. It's over a year process that you're going through, but it's so well done and they're so dedicated. And yes, they get to go to Italy, but that is a lot to take on, a lot of responsibility, and they do it phenomenally with such a positive attitude, and they just care about sharing, this experience with kids. And I know these kind of trips are happening across the school at all different levels, and what an unbelievable opportunity for so many kids. And so, I just wanted to say thank you to these teachers who, have gone above and beyond to make such a special experience for the kids.
That's great. I know, I keep seeing all the emails, right? Like China and Iceland, and it's just
There was
incredible.
Costa Rica, I saw that too, yeah.
Yeah, and that all happens from teacher involvement. So that's wonderful. Thank you. Any other for the good of the order? Deanna, yes, please.
So, I'm just gonna pull on my own tenure tonight, and probably, I've sat around this board table since 2016, and I've seen PowerPoints like this, 100 slides over, and I've commented before, but sitting around here, it needs to resonate with the team here, and whoever's listening, that nobody's perfect. No one district or no organization is perfect, but damn, when I look out here and I see the professionalism, I see it every day, I know the people behind the scenes, the leadership, second to none. Cecily, great job coming on board, look what you've done in 1 year's time. Huge congratulations. And this does not happen by accident. This stuff is great stuff. I can go into any other district, you won't see this kind of high level. Again, do we have improvement to do? We always have improvement to do. And if we didn't, we wouldn't be doing our job. So everybody around the table and everybody here, really, this stuff should really resonate for how much work goes in behind it. So.
I had a question also.
Thank you so much.
What can we do as a board to get this information? This is amazing, amazing information to the public to see the progress that is going on in this district. What do we do? Do we have an outlet? Do we have somebody we can call and say, we have an article we want to put in the paper?
Well, no, very, very, very good point. And eventually this presentation, as long as it is, will be posted on our website. And as you're thinking about it, something that I don't think we do it probably because we don't necessarily have to, and I think it's, and I must admit, organization takes on the personality of leadership. We don't necessarily write our press release too often. Like a lot of people come up with glossy brochures and send it everywhere and say, this is wonderful, this is us. I think we kind of just leave with the work, you know? And so as you're saying that, I think that we have a DLST meeting tomorrow, and I'm just kind of putting in the mind's eye of the folks who are going to be at that meeting, for us to sit around and talk about some more of those things. How do we get even bite-sized morsels of different things? Because buildings do it by different program levels.
Yeah, it doesn't, I mean, I'm not saying the whole, I mean, this would take forever to put it together and get it out there, but there's pieces here that people would never realize or understand what's going on. If we pick those pieces out and start getting people to see them.
I agree. And more short, you're gonna see more as we build out the new website. One of the capabilities on it is the ability to put out more short video clips, because, I mean, we live in a day and age, that's what people do, everybody watch video, and it has to be short. And so how do we start capturing some of those things and put it out there as something that you'll see more of coming down the pipe, because we're going to take advantage of technology as we move forward. So
are you going to get on TikTok, Dr. Ross?
No, I don't even have TokTik and all those other things. But thank you for saying that. Appreciate asking that question.
Unfortunately, there's not, thousands of people watching this broadcast right now.
We don't know.
Maybe tonight was the night.
They're out there.
I agree. I agree, and I think maybe, it's all of us, right? All of us get to talk about our experiences and how well Shen is doing, and if each of us tell a couple of people and talk to parents about it, I think the word gets out.
I think there's multiple opportunities to do that. I really do. I mean, this is hard. I mean, what we just saw is hard for the public to consume all at once. It takes hours. But I think that we get a chance to do that when we go out to the units, the PTA units. And I try to gear what I share specific to the school that I'm going into to say, oh well, we talked about this, we talked about that. Try to focus on the elementary level. There are slides very specific to elementary, middle, and high school, so I think that you can carve it out. But what I like about this one, and I do plan to share this when I go and I share my report, is to talk about, at the beginning of the year we talk about the essential goals and objectives, and that just sounds hard to understand and lofty. But then tonight we actually see how it's being executed. And yes, we heard some redundancy, but that's because it's happening at all the levels. It's happening at middle school, high school, and then also I do like the district level too, because there are things happening at that that affect all levels, and so it makes more sense to share it out that this is what the district's doing to help all these instead of in the individual groups. So I think it's really well done, and even as I was sitting here, I was thinking, okay, it was many years back, but I remember just taking it felt like 3 hours. I'm not really sure. It feels like you streamlined it. It's good. It's even though you hear some of the redundancy that's happening at various levels, you're also hearing some real specific examples that resonate, and you may see it, you may not, but you're at least hearing it. And like I said, I think it's a hard thing to share out to say, go listen to this board meeting for several hours, but I do point people often to the not only to the stream, but I'll say go look at the agenda. There's a link, and sometimes people ask me for the link because not everyone's comfortable with navigating the website. So I think it's just continuously doing that. I think it's probably not the most efficient way, but I like the idea of the short snippets. Other ways to share it out. It's a hard thing to do, and even with BOCES, they don't do it all in one meeting like this. They do it over several, but it's
those snippets would be great, especially if it becomes a place on the website that people start talking about. Oh, go see that one snippet about the robots, or
Well, you'll have to have an Easter egg in there somewhere. So
But-
say, no, if you want, you
But it's a
gotta hang
place.
in there to the end,
Yeah.
or 3/4 to the
Yeah.
end, and then you'll get them to watch the whole thing. I don't know, it's just speculating.
Tom, did you have something to say?
Just real fast, just real quick. So, Deanna's the ranking board member in terms of tenure. I'm the ranking alumnus from Shen.
I'll give you that.
And
I'll give you that.
I said this last year, I could not be more proud of the school district that I attended, and that it gets better and better every year. And I admit that, seeing the robotics teams, I was practically in tears. Just, they're so into it, and the diversity is tremendous, and the success. Thank you, Naomi, for that. Surely, and I'm definitely going to be pushing my little ones into that because I think it's just a fantastic program. So thank you, and thanks to all of you very much.
I'm really excited that we're showcasing more of the kids here. I want to keep that up.
Yeah.
It's fantastic, just in a variety of settings. This is what we're here for. That's what we're here for. So, all right, you good? Everybody? All right. Nobody else wants to talk? All right. Can I get a motion to adjourn, please? Deanna is first and Tom is second. All in favor? 7 in favor, motion passes. Thank you guys so much. Great job.
Wonderful
Turn off your mic.
Thank you all.